December 22nd, 2024. The Red Sea. 0300 hours. Pitch black. The USS Harry S. Truman Carrier Strike Group is on high alert. They've been fighting Houthi drones for 5 months straight. The crew is exhausted. The sensors are ghosting. A two-seat A-18F Super Hornet, callsign Ripper 11, is on final approach to the carrier. Suddenly, the Aegis cruiser USS Gettysburg, the ship designed to protect the fleet, detects a threat. The radar locks on. The fire control officer, perhaps fighting fatigue, perhaps fighting a system glitch, authorizes the shot.
Vampire, vampire, vampire.
The brevity code for an incoming anti-ship missile screams over the radio. But there is no enemy missile. The Gettysburg has just fired on its own wingman.
Shocking story about a military accident. A U.S. Navy fighter jet rolled off an aircraft carrier into the ocean.
New this morning, the U.S. Navy investigating after 2 Navy aircraft based off of the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier crashed in separate incidents on Sunday. The Nimitz is based out.
In the last 13 months, the United States Navy has lost 7 FA-18 Super Hornets. That is an aviation mishap rate spike of 55% compared to the 10-year average. We are seeing jets slide off decks, engines flaming out on takeoff, and in one terrifying afternoon in the South China Sea, 2 aircraft falling out of the sky within 30 minutes of each other. The Navy says these are isolated incidents, but when you look at the timeline, the maintenance logs, and the location of the wrecks, a different picture emerges. The backbone of the U.S. Navy is breaking, and China is racing to pick up the pieces.
Let's look at the data. The Naval Safety Command classifies these as Class A mishaps, incidents involving death or over $2.5 million in damage. In fiscal year 2024, we saw a rise, but in 2025, it exploded. After the Gettysburg shot down Ripper 11 in December 2024, miraculously both pilots ejected and survived, the fleet moved on, but the curse followed them. April 2025, the USS Harry S. Truman again. During evasive maneuvers to dodge a suspected Houthi drone swarm, an FA-18 parked on the flight deck simply slid off. It vanished into the black water. May 2025, another Hornet on the Truman suffers a landing gear failure, catches the wire wrong, and goes overboard. That's 3 jets from one strike group in 6 months. This isn't just bad luck, this is systemic fatigue. The Truman anti-escorts, like the destroyer USS Stout, have been running combat-intensive deployments that admirals are calling the most difficult in decades. We are running these ships and these airframes into the ground. And it's not just in the combat zone. February 12, 2025, San Diego. An EA-18G Growler, the electronic warfare variant, departs the runway at North Island. The pilots eject into the bay. The Navy blamed a mechanical glitch exacerbated by fog. But glitch is a word we are hearing way too often. So what is killing these jets? One theory gaining traction in the OSINT community and even referenced by former officials is bad gas. Jet fuel, specifically JP5 used on carriers, has to be pristine. If you get water or sediment in the fuel, it can cause a flameout where the engine literally chokes and dies mid-flight. This brings us to the most mysterious event of them all. October 26, 2025. The USS Nimitz is operating in the South China Sea. At 1400 hours, an FA-18F Super Hornet crashes during routine operations. 30 minutes later, an MH-60R Seahawk helicopter from the same ship also crashes into the sea. 2 different types of aircraft, 2 different squadrons, same ship, same fuel source, same hour. The odds of this being a coincidence are astronomical. Theories are running wild, from a batch of contaminated JP5 fuel that clogged the engines of both aircraft to something even more sinister: cyber electronic warfare. We know the Nimitz was operating in the South China Sea, the most contested electronic warfare environments on Earth. We know the FA-18 Block 3, the newest version, relies heavily on the Tactical Targeting Network Technology, TTNT. Could a directed energy weapon or a massive GPS spoofing attack cause 2 aircraft to lose control? We've seen Odin lasers deployed on U.S. destroyers to blind drones. it is not a stretch to imagine the PLA has developed something that interferes with the flight control computers of the Super Hornet. But whether it was bad fuel, bad code, or a Chinese jammer, the result is the same. The U.S. Navy has littered the sea floor with top-secret technology. And now the race is on to get it back.
Enter the USNS Salvor. This is a Safeguard-class rescue and salvage ship. It's not pretty, but it's the most important ship in the Pacific right now. It is currently steaming toward the Nimitz crash site. The Salvor is deploying the CURV-21, a deep ocean robot capable of diving 20,000 feet. Its mission? Recover the black boxes and the advanced radar components from that A-18 before the Chinese Navy does. This is not a hypothetical. In 2022, when an F-35C crashed in this same region, Chinese salvage ships began moving toward the site immediately. The U.S. Navy had to maintain a 24/7 perimeter for 37 days until they could winch the plane up. If China gets their hands on the wreckage from the October 26 double crash, they don't just get a jet, they get the Block 3 networking architecture. They get the secrets of how our fleet talks to itself. It would be an intelligence catastrophe. So why are America's fighters crashing? It's likely a perfect storm. Overextension. We are keeping carriers at sea for 8-9 months at a time, fighting live combat in the Red Sea while trying to deter China in the Pacific. The crews are tired. The maintainers are overworked. Aging airframes. The Super Hornet fleet is being flown hard. We are extending their life from 6,000 to 10,000 flight hours, but metal fatigue is real. The fog of electronic war. We are operating in environments where GPS and comms are constantly under attack. The loss of 7 jets in a year is a tragedy. But the Gettysburg Incident, shooting down our own pilot, is a warning. The systems are stressed. The overkill doctrine is hitting a wall. And if we don't fix the fleet, the next time a jet falls into the South China Sea, it might not be an accident. What do you think? Is the double crash on the Nimitz a cover-up for a cyber attack or just bad fuel? Let us know in the comments. And make sure to subscribe to Warfront Alert for updates on the Salvor recovery mission.